Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So, you are back for another episode of Max's Gut Choice. And as always, I have forgotten what episode it is. I'm thinking episode 22, but let's just double check. Yes, it is episode 22. Now, apologies if I'm speaking a little funny right now. I have been suffering with excruciating toothache for the best part of the week. I do not have a dentist. I have not been able to have a dentist for getting on for the best part of 20 years. I cannot afford dental prices. Most of the NHS dentists have been privatised. I have been on a wait list for all of that time and never managed to get a place. So I am just powering through with painkillers, and I've just put on some oral gel. It's got benzocaine in it, which numbs the painful area. But with that, because it's in your mouth, it spreads and a bit got on my tongue. So I've got a bit of a numb tongue, and I'm just feeling really uncomfortable. So apologies if my voice sounds a little different to normal. I am hoping that I can just ride through the pain and get to Christmas and it be sorted. If not, I am going to have to ring an emergency dentist and see if they can do anything about it. But it will cost me an absolute fortune, which I cannot do this close to Christmas. Plus, I don't want to be, in pain, potentially bleeding if they pull it out, etc. over Christmas. That will be miserable. So, fingers crossed, I will be okay. Because, of course, you guys are seeing this the day after Christmas, but at the time of filming, it is before Christmas. It is Saturday, the 21st of December for me. So this is prior to Christmas. Hopefully, by the day you're watching it, it will have all sorted itself out one way or another. Anyway, you're not here to hear about my tooth. It's got nothing to do with Max's gut choice. I do apologise. I went on a little tangent there. So, what is Max's gut choice? Well, earlier this year, I finished a 2 year long segment on the channel on a Thursday, and that was Tile of the Week Thursday. That was back in July, and I realised that I needed to fill it with something new. So, what I decided to do eventually, with a lot of, I don't know, messing around until I got to the point, I decided to use this here. This is a bag that Mike got me that was on my Amazon wish list. And inside of this bag were about 60 of these tiny little bonbons of yarn. And I thought, they're not the greatest quality of yarn, but I need to use them up because he went to the trouble of gifting it to me and we didn't know what it was going to be like until we got it. I knew that I didn't want to make anything that I was snuggling with or wearing against my skin because it's just a bit and cheap feeling. But I knew I had to use them up and make good use of them. So I grabbed one of them and my 5.5mm dots hook, which is, where have I put it? Oh no, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It is in this bag somewhere, guys, because I made sure of it, but it has gone walkabouts. Oh, well, this isn't very professional. Not that I'm professional anyway. Most of you that have been here a while know that. Oh well, I won't be able to show you the hook today because I can't find it. Anyway, it is the 5.5mm dots, the purple lilac-y one. And I started playing around with making squares. I love making squares. I'm not so keen on putting them together, but I will when I have to. And I decided on doing 4 rounds of traditional granny square clusters, which in US terminology uses double crochets. I then did a 5th round of half double crochet granny square clusters, and then I was going all the way around the edge in a single crochet. The way I make my granny squares is I do not chain in between the clusters and I do turn my work after every round. And then in the corners, I do either cluster, chain 2 cluster, or stitch, chain 2 stitch, whichever round I'm on. Anyway, after a little while, it was becoming apparent that when they say approximately such and such yards and meters, that is very relevant. Yeah, I was sick of playing yarn chicken on camera for you to witness, because I would either have way too much or way too little. So partway through the process, I decided to stop doing the single crochet round around the squares, and I pulled some of this yumminess that I had in my stash that I was gifted in Happy Mail. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? This is I Love This Yarn print. It is made in Turkey with the colour name Candy Stick Stash. It is 5 ounces or 142 grams, 252 yards or 230 meters, 100% acrylic. Recommends 5mm knitting needles, 5.5mm hook, hence the 5.5mm dots. It's a medium 4 weight, wash up to 40 degrees Celsius. You can tumble, but do not iron, do not bleach, dry clean using A. And I decided to border all of my squares in this colour instead, and attach them all together with this colour as well. Now, a few episodes ago, I did showcase what I have made from it. I covered a Hessian bag in the squares. And I got that idea from Crafty Moo Sarah. Now, these little bonbons, I didn't give you the stats for these. These are 100% acrylic. They're supposed to be a lightweight 3 or DK. They're 10 grams, 22 yards or 20 meters ish, and a big ish. Made in China. Wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not tumble, do not iron, do not bleach. Dry clean using P. Recommends a 3.75 to a 4.5mm needles and a 4.5 to a 5.5mm hook. And they are Mira handcrafts. Okay, so that is what I have been doing. Now, Max comes in. Max is the youngest of my 3 boys. He is 12. I love the idea of other podcasters when they get their family members involved. So I asked Max if he was willing to get involved in doing this with me. He said, yes, Mum, not a problem. Now, you're not going to see Max, but what he does is, without me knowing and without me seeing, he puts his hand in this bag and he picks either 1, 2, or 3 of them, any colour of his choice, any number up to 3, and then he puts them into Gutt. Now, Gutt is my black metal bin. When I was a child, we had a silver version stuffed to the gut, filled with our hats, gloves and scarves, sentimentally and fondly known as Gutt. My mum bought me this one Christmas. I knew that I wanted to use it on the channel. So when Max randomly picks the bonbons, he puts them in here without me knowing. And then on camera, I come on, give you this really long-winded explanation. And then I open Gutt in real time with you. I don't know how many or what colours. We find out together. Yeah, so that is Max's Gutt choice. Okay, I hope I explained that all right. Like I said, I am in a bit of pain with my tooth and I can't concentrate very well, but it's all right. We're going to power through. I'll be fine. So let me put that bonbon away so that I don't get confused. And I've realised I've got to find my hook because I need to make the squares. So let's dig out the squares from last week, and even they have got messed up. Bear with me a second. I'm going to pause. I'm going to sort my life out and I'll be back in a moment. Bear with. Hey guys, I'm back. So it took ages for me to find it. I found the squares from last week, which I'll show you in just a second. But look where my hook was hiding. It had slipped down the centre of the border colour. So let's get going again. So last week, Max picked Sunshine Yellow, which, as you can see, I fastened off, weaved in the ends, and bordered in the Candy Stick Stash. The next was this Tealy. Again, all finished off, all bordered. And the white. All finished off, all bordered. So what I'm going to do, like we do every week, is I am going to reveal what is inside Gutt. Then I'm going to sit and make the main body of the squares with you. And then off camera, I will fasten off, weave in my ends and border in the candy stick to come back in a week's time and show you that they are done. So Come on, Gut. Let's see your hidden secrets for today. So I'm not going to look. Okay. 3, 2. It was 3 weeks. 3 yarns last week. What's it going to be? 3, 2, 1. A 2-weeker. Okay, cool. So let's grab them out. Let's put Gut out of the way. And I know that you're seeing this technically the day after Christmas, but I need Christmas to live on in my heart for just a smidgy bit longer. That's why I'm still in my festive wear. I've got my headband on and I've got my little Christmassy ice skating penguin. Oh yeah. So here we go. Max picked a lovely royal Cadbury purple. My camera is going to make it look blue, but it is not. It is royal purple and another white. So I'm going to get the white done first because I had trouble with the white last week. I'll pull the camera down slightly. So if you get motion sick, I do apologise. In 3, 2, 1, moving. Okay, you can look back at the screen now. And let's get on with making these squares. Now, as always, those of you lovelies that are joining in with me, I hope that you have pulled what you need to join in. Some of you are picking your own colours and just doing the number of squares that I do. Some of you are trying to match the colours as best you can. And the rest of you sit and work on your current project while we sit and crochet, which is absolutely wonderful. As always, guys, let me know what you're working on down in the comment section because it always inspires me and piques my interest. I'm so nosy and I'm never going to lie about that. So, okay, here we go. We are working away. Yeah, so what can we chat about? Well, in the last episode of Max's Gut Choice, you may remember that I was saying to you that I was going to go for an interview in the same place, the same school that I'm working, but for a higher position, so bit of a promotion. It's still admin based, but much heavier admin based. A lot more responsibility, better paycheck, and a few other differences, which we'll get into in just a moment. And I didn't know whether my interview was going to be on the Tuesday or whether it was going to be on the Thursday. So I asked for positive thoughts and good vibes. Well, as it turned out, my interview was the Tuesday. So by the time you found out about it, it had already been and gone and I had done it. Well, even without you guys giving me all those positive vibes and wishing me luck, I was successful. I got a promotion for Christmas. I'm so happy and excited. There were other candidates. I made it clear that if somebody external to the school came and was a better fit and more qualified for the role, then there would be absolutely no hard feelings because I still had the current position that I was in. I had that job secured whether I was successful or not. And genuinely, I wanted what was best for the school. I didn't think for 1 second that I had got it. I never do. Whenever I go for an interview, I overanalyze everything that was said, every answer that I gave, every piece of body language I displayed, every word, everything. And in my brain, it just all feels like it was a disaster and that, I'm not going to get it. Always been the same, probably always will be the same. It's just me. So I really didn't think that I had a chance whatsoever because even though I know that I would be capable, in that present moment in time, I didn't have the knowledge of the work that I would need to do, which is quite important when you're going for a job role. However, in every admin job that I have had in the past, I have always started at a lesser level, and somehow I have always managed to get as high as I can within that company and within the admin that's needed in that company without being manager. Manager would be the top, and I don't ever want to be management. It just isn't for me. I will never go for a managerial role. Well, actually, I should never say never. I don't think I will ever go for a management position. If things change in the future, fine. But for right now and for my life up until this point, I don't want the responsibility of being a manager, managing people, having all the responsibility on my shoulders. That just isn't for me. It's too much stress, too much pressure, and I just am not the right kind of person to be in charge of people. So yeah, I've always started at the bottom and worked my way up as high as I can get before being management. So I explained that because I had already been working with the school for 7 weeks, which isn't a long time at all. In that 7 weeks, I felt like I had built good relationships with my colleagues. I felt that I had built good relationships with the young people that attend. That I really am embracing their alternative, holistic, relational approach to our young people and their education. That I had completely fallen in love with the school and everything that they're trying to do. My heart was well and truly in it and wanted to stay. Um, that even though I don't have the knowledge or experience of some of my responsibilities in the new role, that I'm a quick learner, I would pick it up really fast, that I believe that I would be more than capable once I was given the knowledge and the tools and the training to be able to fulfill the position that I applied for. So that's how I tried to sell myself. Clearly worked. Didn't know it at the time. So yeah, I had my interview on the Tuesday, and I knew that there would be others coming to interview on the Thursday. They made sure that I felt, comfortable to welcome in other candidates because, I'm going for the position and it might be really tricky for me to not have any kind of feelings about it. But I said, no, honestly, whoever is the best fit, may the best person win. I will treat them just like I treat everybody else that comes into the school. I can be professional. For me, it's a win-win. If I don't get this new role, I still win because I still have my current job. And if I do get the new role, I win because I get to upgrade, a bigger pay packet, and much more job satisfaction. So yeah, it was just a win-win situation for me. So I said, it really doesn't bother me at all. I'm absolutely fine to welcome the other candidates in. It's really no big deal. And I think that went in my favor as well, because genuinely, guys, it didn't bother me at all. I really didn't care. If it was me, great. If it wasn't me, great. It was, honestly, there would be no bitterness, no resentment, no hard feelings whatsoever. The best person got the job. End of story. That's how it should be. So the other candidates came in on the Thursday, and I thought, well, I don't know whether I'll get told today or maybe on the Friday, the last day of term, before we break up for our 2-week Christmas break, or whether I would get a phone call during the 2-week Christmas break. So I had absolutely no idea when I would be told. But just before the end of the day, just before I was going home on that Thursday, the head teacher came and found me and told me that I had been successful, congratulated me, and was really excited and positive. And I think both myself and him and the rest of the team are really looking forward to what 2025 will bring now, because we really needed someone in the role that I've just secured. It does mean, however, that now that I have secured that role, they're going to have to advertise the role that I'm currently in, because I can't do both. I mean, I will do both to begin with, but they are going to have to fill my other role, my previous role, pretty quickly, because yeah, I can't do that long term. Um, and I don't know whether I'm starting the new role as soon as we go back at the beginning of January, or whether it will be after the first half term. So we'll be back for about 6 weeks, and then we get another week off, so that they could potentially fill my position before the half term break. And then I start my new role after, because my other position would be filled. There would be someone sat where I was. So that is still to be determined. I don't know. So I could be going back after my break straight into my new role, or there could be, a little bit of an interim where I can start my training, I can start learning my new position and responsibilities while still holding the fort until my old position is filled. So yeah, that is to be determined, but I'm not even worrying myself about that. I am just basking in a wave of disbelief, shock, but absolute pride in myself and happiness that this year, 2024, has ended on a more positive note for me. Because, guys, 2024 has been such a roller coaster. And I know that's really cheesy and corny to say, but it really has. There have been multiple big highs, but equally multiple crushing lows, and it has been a lot to deal with. There has been so much up and down, it is not even funny, and I will be glad to have a lovely Christmas, but then say goodbye to such a tumultuous year for me, and hopefully have a more positive and exciting and enjoyable 2025, because I could just do with a little bit of continuity, just flatline bobbing along okay, rather than shooting up and shooting down and then going straight and up round. But oh no, I am a little done with um the extreme emotional roller coaster that I have been on. I need to get off now, and hopefully I have. So yeah, so I will keep you posted. But yes, I was successful. It was really quite amazing. And then the rest of the staff were told on the last day of term. And they were all really happy for me and congratulated me. And it was just all a really warm, fuzzy, positive vibe. Um, but yeah, so I have finished the year on a really nice high. And again, like all of us that have to leave the house to go to work, it is much nicer pay packet, so that will help as well. Now, I'm not saying that suddenly I'm rich and suddenly we are going to be absolutely a-okay, not at all, but some of the stress and the pressure has been released because I have gone up in wage. So hopefully we won't have to worry or struggle quite so much. So yeah, that is the biggest piece of news out of the way. And obviously, again, by the time you're seeing this, I will have known for a week. So this is old news for me, but new news for you. I did put up a little message on my community tab. And some of you did see it and congratulate me. Thank you very, very much. But I just thought if you hadn't seen that post, it would be nice to kind of keep you in the loop and keep you updated. Because I know a few of you regularly come back to these videos in particular, and I didn't want to leave it open-ended and not clarify. So yeah, a new chapter, new adventure. I'm excited. I'm excited this side of Christmas because I'm like, oh, I've got 2 weeks before I have to start worrying about it. But you wait, the other side of Christmas, as we get closer to going back, I'm going to start being nervous and terrified, but it's okay. So there we are, guys. There is the white one done and dusted. And now we just have the purple to do. But before that, I'm just going to pause you briefly again because I want to grab something and tell you a really lovely story. So bear with me. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm going to start working on the purple one to tell the story. Yes, so I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Christmas movie, The Polar Express. I know there are lots of people out there that really don't like the movie. They find it creepy, they find it weird, they don't get a good vibe from it, and that is absolutely fine. That is why we are all different and you know, different horses for different courses, as my dad would say. However, it is one of my most favourite Christmas movies, and I haven't yet watched it. Again, remember, I'm filming on the 21st of December. You're seeing this days and days and days past me filming. So, again, that hopefully will be rectified before Christmas comes because I try and make it a thing to get it watched before Christmas Day. So, hopefully, I have managed to do that. Anyway, it is one of my favourite films. And here in the UK, especially down the area that I live in, there have been a couple of train companies that around this time of year do their version of the Polar Express, where you go on the train and there's the singing and the dancing, and you get your hot chocolate and your homemade biscuit, and you have the whole experience basically on the train. Now, I always wanted to take my boys on the Polar Express, but I never ever got to do it because for one reason or another, it just didn't happen. Mostly because it's a little bit pricey, and when you're a larger family, the costs are just out of your reach. You can't do it. So I never got to take my children on the Polar Express, and it has always been a regret of mine. But maybe if I have grandchildren in the future, I can do it with them. Always try and see a positive. Anyway, so I have never been on it, even though I would have just been it would have just made my Christmas if I ever got to go on it. Anyway, to try and cut a long story short, one of my colleagues at the school, her husband works at one of these train companies that do the Polar Express, and it's only about 40 minutes away from the school. And he had organised with the company to arrange for free tickets for all of the children at the school that I work for, which is just so generous and so incredible. We just couldn't believe it. So, of course, the school had to jump at the chance. Well, because I am the receptionist on the front desk, I wasn't able to go because I still had to man the phones and, reply to emails and do all the bits and pieces that I need to do because it's front of house and it's daily running of the school. So even though my heart was bursting with happiness for those that managed to go, especially the children, I'm not going to lie, there was a part of me that was a bit sad and a bit jealous that I couldn't go because, like I said, it is one of my most favourite Christmas movies and it means a lot to me. So it was a really lovely quiet day because everybody else there were a few people, but nearly everybody else were out on the Polar Express. So it was really quiet. I was able to put on the radio and just bimble through my tasks and have a bit more of a chilled pace of working. Well, anyway, they all came back at the end of the day and they all had their Believe bells. Now, if you haven't seen the Polar Express, it basically centers around a little boy that is unsure whether he believes in the magic of Christmas anymore. And he goes on this magical train ride all the way to the North Pole. He meets Santa. And the thing is that if you still believe, if you ring one of the sleigh bells and you hear the jingle, it means you are a true believer, that you still believe in the magic of Christmas. If you can't hear the bell, it means that you don't believe. Now, I have been a true believer since a child. I am still a true believer. It doesn't matter what or who performs the magic, there is still magic to be found in Christmas, even as a grown adult. I am Christmas crazy. Honestly, guys, if you could see, the room around me, you would be like, oh my gosh, Christmas threw up in her house. Yes, it did. And all of December, I have been wearing a Christmas jumper every single day to work because I can. I even wore a Christmas jumper out when I met up with my prison or my ex-prison colleagues. I even wore a Christmas jumper when I met up with my best mate last night. So I am all about Christmas. I find magic in everything to do with Christmas. I am a true believer. So again, my heart burst with pride that the staff and the students that went on the Polar Express got their believe bells, as I call them. But again, I was a bit, I want a believe bell because I really do believe. But I thought, stop being pouty, stop being jealous, just celebrate for them that they got to do it. So I did, and I was genuinely happy for them. So that was that. But then a Christmas miracle happened, guys, because I walked into work the day after they had been on the Polar Express, and there, nestled on top of a post-it note, it was a bright pink post-it note because pink's my favourite colour, and it had my name on it, just my name, nestled on top of this bright pink post-it note was this. Oh, I got my own Believe Bell. How truly amazing. And I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up, but it does even say the Polar Express on the bell. And it is quite a big bell. Look at it next to my glasses. It is a really big bell, and it rings so loud and so clear. So not only did one of my amazing colleagues manage to score all of those free tickets for those students and staff to go on the Polar Express for free, she had a special word with Santa for me, and she got me a Believe Bell for Christmas. Now this is and I'm getting emotional and teary. This is how much it means to me. You can laugh at me, you can judge me, I really don't care. It just brought so much joy and happiness and love to my childish heart inside me that I nearly cried tears of absolute joy. Like I said, I'm emotional, I'm getting teary, I'm nearly crying about it now. I got a Believe Bell, and nothing else in all of my Christmases will ever beat my Believe Bell. I have found somewhere where I can put it. It is not being boxed up with the rest of the Christmas decorations when it's time to take them all down. My Believe Bell is staying out all year long, forevermore, because it means that much to me. I will never be so thankful and so giddy with happiness as I was Thursday morning when I got my Believe Bell. Now, obviously, I went and thanked her. She was a little bemused about how much it actually meant to me. She just thought that she was, one of my colleagues was a bit put out that she didn't get a bell. It's fine, I'll get one. She didn't actually realise quite how much it meant to me until she saw me in my most giddy, emotional state as I was that morning. So Thursday, What date is it? Did I say today? The 21st. So Thursday, the 19th of December, 2024 was the best day of this year because I got my Believe Bell and I got my job promotion. Actually, in that, the other day was when I got to meet Christina, Bella and Janetto in person and gave her a massive hug. So those are very, like, they're on par. They are equal. And Moo, of course. But yes, it was the best day ever on Thursday. I was just so overwhelmed, but in such a good, positive way. Yeah, you may think I'm ridiculous. You may think I'm childish. You may not understand it at all. But for me, it made a dream come true. Now all I've got to do is try and persuade them, because she did say that hopefully they'll be able to get tickets for them again next year. Now I just have to persuade them that I can actually ride the Polar Express next year, because I'm in a different position and it might mean that I can. Who knows? Keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. It would be amazing. And then if I did get another Believe Bell, I would give it to my middle boy, Liam, because out of all of my three boys, he is an extension of me when it comes to Christmas. We are just absolutely besotted with Christmas. There is not one part of it we don't like. We embrace it wholeheartedly, and we are true believers in the magic of Christmas. So yeah, if I do get to go and I do get another Believe Bell, I will be gifting it to my middle boy, because it's just the most fitting thing to do. So yeah, I wanted to tell you that story. I wanted to share that story. It honestly, guys, I still can't stop smiling about it. I am just over the moon. And like I said, if you think I'm silly, fine. Don't be nasty about it in the comments though, guys. Just skip over it. Don't even mention it. Have your own thoughts and judgments, but don't put them publicly. That would be really appreciated. Those of you that love me like you do love me, I know that you're just going to be so happy for me that I was so happy. Yeah. So that was my cute little story about my Believe Bell as well. Like I said, after the difficult year that I've had, the shambles of a year that I've had, it is just so wonderful to actually genuinely be in a really happy, positive place where good and nice things are happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, half doubles. So there we go. So has anything magical happened for you this Christmas yet? Obviously, if Christmas is a hard time of year for you and you are struggling, I am so sorry to hear that. As always, my inbox is always open. Please do feel free to email me. I have a very good pair of ears and a very good pair of shoulders that I am happy to lend when needed. Just know though, and I genuinely mean this, I know a lot of YouTubers say it, but I genuinely mean this. If you are having such a bad time at this time of year, please know you are loved. People do care, and I am right at the top of that list, guys. We need to be kind, love on each other, build each other up, support each other, and just be each other's positive influence always. Because it really is so important and so vital. We need to stop with the hate and the judgment and the negativity. It's just not needed, and it is certainly not welcome or wanted on my channel. But genuinely, if you are feeling alone or down or really not doing good, please know that I genuinely think of you all, care about you all, and love you all, and that you are not alone. You really are not. Come and watch my videos anytime. Message my inbox anytime. I always have time for each and every one of you. I may get busy and it may take me a while to respond, but I will respond, I promise you. So yeah, I just wanted to put that little announcement out there as well, guys. We are coming towards the end of this purple one, so we are nearly done for this week. So yes, very heavy on the Christmas today. If you don't celebrate, I'm sorry, but it is a massive big deal for me, and I will be talking about it and celebrating it on my channel. You know, there is always the click off button if, you know, you don't like the content you see. Everyone is entitled to live their life the way they wish and celebrate what they wish, but we shouldn't judge others for their decisions. It is personal to each and every one of us. And if we don't like something, we simply walk away. So, yeah. So I hope that you have all had a wonderful, magical Christmas by the time you see this, because like I said, you're seeing it after the day has happened. I hope you all got spoil, or if not spoil, you got a few things that really did make your heart sing, that made you feel love, and that you really did get some quality time with family if that was possible. If not, if nothing else, I hope you managed to get through the day. I hope you managed to at least spoil yourself with maybe a nice drink or treat that you wouldn't normally have apart from this time of the year. I hope you kept yourself busy and in company of YouTubers if you didn't have any other type of company. I just hope you managed to get through the day in whatever way made you the happiest. So there we go, guys. That is the purple one. I'm going to leave it there for today. I will make sure that I fasten off weaving the ends and get the candy stick stripe on and before next week. I will, of course, be back next week because I think we still have about 12. Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 10. 10. They're dwindling. There's not going to be many more of these episodes. Okay, so like I said, I hope you have had a fabulous, fabulous Christmas. I hope that your heart is bursting with joy, just as mine has been. We will obviously catch up next week, where I will probably tell you exactly how my Christmas went. So there will be more Christmas talk in the following week. But please remember, I do love you such a huge amount. I appreciate you all so, so very much. But I am going to hop off because I have a lot to get done, because Christmas is literally knocking at the door and I am not ready. So guys, until next time, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you loads.